Wicked for Good is right on the horizon, and we are live with you tonight to talk Wicked, all things Wicked, the first movie. We're doing a deep dive rewatch of the part one of the musical spectacle that is Wicked. I'm excited, Jake's excited, Trash is excited, and we'll see you on the other side of this drop.
Grab your popcorn, dim the lights. It's movie time, we're taking flight. From the silver screen to your earbuds here, we're diving deep, so lend your ear. Action, drama, comedy, gold. Stories fresh and classics old. We'll break it down, scene by scene. From indie gems to Hollywood dreams. Roll the credits, let's begin. Talking movies, where do we fit in? Heroes, villains, twists and turns. The love for cinema always burns. Roll the credits, it's time to see what makes the movies magic for you and me.
Are people born wicked?
Something bad is happening in Oz.
The best way to bring folks together is to give them a real good enemy.
No good deed goes unpunished, and no good movie goes unwatched here at Popcorn and Root Beer. You may notice it's a fun little setup for us tonight. Look at how into it we are. My name is Steve. I am your host tonight. I am joined by two people who need no introduction, but I will give one anyway, since that is what I am paid to do. On the left side of your screen, weighing in at it's rude to ask. Don't do that. She hails from the highest peaks of the great state of Vermont. Trash Sandwiches, what's going on?
Oh, not too much. I am absolutely thrilled to be here. Fun thing that I have with me tonight, because we love little fun stuff. I moved recently, if you may notice from the setup. I found the little keychain that I got when I saw Wicked on Broadway.
Okay.
Found it in the movie,
right.
and I was like, oh, this is definitely coming along for the ride. So I'm super excited, obviously.
That is always exciting. Love seeing that. Have you seen it on Broadway, correct?
Yes. Yeah, I saw it with the original cast, Kristen Chenoweth and Idina Menzel.
Oh,
A
a
flex.
flex.
Little
All
flex.
right.
Yeah.
And on the right side of your screen, hailing from the Great Lakes region of Illinois, Jake Parry. What's going on?
I was doing really good until you added the S to Illinois. Now I want to go home. I mean, I am home, but now I'm sad. Can't even get my own state pronounced correctly. It's fine. Half the people here say it wrong anyway.
It's all right. I don't actually say it as Illinois. I just felt like saying it today.
I do say it as Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. That's just dead wrong.
Yeah.
That's awful.
That
That
is
is awful. All right. For all of you watching here, we are going to do a deep dive into Wicked. If you haven't been here for a rewatch episode, I promise you it is unlike anything you've seen here at IBT, because we are going deep into some of the bitter details of the movie. We are going to give out a bunch of awards, dive into the categories. But first, I want to ask all of you a quick favor. Please like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, if you're enjoying this content, if you want to be a part of it. We do want you commenting along. You can nominate your answers to all of these categories and awards. We encourage you to do so. Jake will give away a free car to anyone who guesses the magic word. Right?
It's true. If you can figure it out, I'll find a way to get you a car. I can't promise what kind of car. It could be, for my Boy Scouts out there, the little Matchbox racers. That may be all you get, but you'll get something if you guess it.
You'll get something.
We
promise
with
you that. I'd be happy with a Matchbox car. That'd be sick. All right. So that's the outline for today's show. Let's dive into here's some facts and figures from my deep dive internet research that I did. It wasn't that deep of a dive, but just for the people who may want to know. In 2011, Universal began making early plans for a film adaptation of the musical. Chenoweth, Menzel, Lea Michele, Amy Adams were all rumored as potential leads. Are we watching a movie made with the originals, the OGs?
Yes, but age-wise, they can't hack it.
In 2011, though, it's pushing it, but it's there, right? Like,
yeah,
like
we can make it work.
Yeah,
it's pushing it. Weirdly enough, right? Like, so a few years after that falls through, it seems Adina at least lands on her feet with Frozen. So that's kind of neat that she made it. Her unfortunate return to Broadway didn't go as well with Redwoods. That kind of flopped. So that 2011 movie was really interesting because J.J. Abrams, Rob Marshall, James Mangold, and Ryan Murphy were all candidates to direct. J.J. Abrams directing Wicked sounds like a fever dream.
Yeah, I don't think I would like it then. And
I
Ryan Murphy, like the Ryan Murphy who's done the
from
Monster
American
series.
Horror Story and the Monster series,
I don't think Ryan Murphy is
it'd
the
be
right fit
Ryan
either.
Murphy. It would have been dark and really campy.
Yeah.
It would have hit the campiness that it needed. I think.
Didn't he also do Glee?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He gets the campiness, but it's a different vibe.
Yeah. So then, all right, long development, delays. 2016 rolls around. The film will be released in theaters December 20th, 2019, with Stephen Daldry directing. Rumored leads were Lady Gaga as Elphaba and Shawn Mendes as Fiyero. Daldry had done Billy Elliot and a bunch of things on the West End. He had been nominated a few times for Best Director. Certainly had the chops to pull it off, but I listen, I love Lady Gaga, and I'm actually very curious what her Elphaba kind of looks and sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it. Like I'm glad we didn't get that.
I think in a darker, weirder movie. So 2018 rolls around, Universal puts the film on hold. There's production issues, and instead they release Cats.
Tough.
And I love the Broadway Cats. Like, don't get me. You cannot find a bigger Cats lover. And yet, Cats the movie was fucking
so
garbage.
bad. How did they
botch
that?
It was trash in the worst way possible. Like,
and we were forced to watch James Corden.
Yeah,
that's really.
I don't think it gets any worse than that.
I file an official motion to ban James Corden from movie musicals,
from anything ever.
I second.
Done.
Like, because he was the worst part of Into the Woods. He was the worst part of Cats.
He's the worst part of basically everything he does.
Worst part of late night talk shows. James Corden, L.
Yeah.
Big L. And apparently, allegedly, really not a great guy.
Yeah. Reportedly really, really rough. So finally, Wicked lands on its feet. It's reported that Ariana Grande had to audition 5 times for Glinda. Other people being considered for the role were Dove Cameron, Renee Rapp, and Amanda Seyfried. There are soft rumors that Taylor Swift was also considered.
I mean,
however,
you consider her like you.
Yeah.
When you say you considered her, you're like, do you think Taylor would do it?
Cats.
Yeah.
You think
Taylor pick up the phone? Like, I don't know.
After Cats, no.
I don't think she's doing Wicked. I don't think she's
Probably not. And then September 21st, 2022, Jonathan Bailey joins the cast as Fiyero, beating out other actors like Cooper Koch, Nick Jonas, and Joe Jonas. 2 Jonas brothers went after the role of Fiyero, apparently pretty hard.
Shout out Jonathan Bailey, sexiest man alive.
Yes, we'll get into that more.
100% the right choice, and
we're gonna get into that more. I almost messaged you, Trash, but I decided not to get like. I thought you would kill me. I added a category after you had made all our little like things, and so we're gonna dive into it. So you guys aren't even prepared for it. There's like a whole bunch of shit that you guys aren't ready for.
It makes it hard for chaptering.
I know. I'm sorry. Like, just scribble it down somewhere. You guys ready to dive into the cat? Oh, actually, let's do a quick recap of the movie, right? Because like thoughts and feelings, just like your initial feelings on Wicked. Trash, how did this movie, like, you saw it in theaters, I'm assuming?
I didn't actually. I did not, because I'm slow. I live nowhere near a theater. Like, I live in nowhere, and it's expensive and it's far, and I did not. So I was really slow to watch this, and you heckled me about it constantly, and then I finally did see it, and it's so good. And so now, of course, I've watched it many times. It did kind of break up my rewatch just because my schedule this week has been shit, but I love this. Like, it you sit down and it's like chills from the first moment and chills till the last moment of just like, it's so good. It's so good.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone in the comments, I see that we have people watching. Let us know how you felt like the first time you watched it. Where did you see it? Did you watch it at home? Did you watch it in theater? How did it go? What did it feel like? Did your friend like me? Like I made some of my friends watch it. I've done that with multiple musicals. I've been like, oh, come over, we'll hang out. And then I'm like, we're watching Wicked, by the way. Like, and I just put it on. And like you can either leave or you stay and watch it.
And you stay and watch it because it's so good that even non-musical people, like the number of people who hate musicals that I know, love Wicked.
This is definitely a musical for the non-musical lover, right?
Yes.
Like musical lovers love Wicked. Non-musical lovers also love Wicked because it's just very easy to palate. It's funny. It's intense. It has a whole bunch of stuff going on. Jake, where did you see this movie and how did you feel watching it?
Yeah, I saw it in theaters multiple times. And again, not a musical guy, really. Like there's a few that I enjoy. I'll go see them. Like if I'm watching a TV show, for example, I'm doing a Grey's Anatomy rewatch right now. Just got past the musical episodes, forced myself to watch them because I normally just skip them. And I was like, I hate this. This is dumb. So not like, especially like a musical adaptation guy, general don't love them. But like instantly was obsessed, was crying in the theater. My wife was making fun of me in the best way.
Yeah.
She loved it. She hates musicals probably more than I do. Just absolutely killed it.
I loved my experience seeing it for the first time because I saw it on opening night in like a Dolby Cinema full of theater nerds. I mean, the theater kids were out and about. People were in costumes. Yeah, sure. Every number, when it finished, people clapped. Every single time. Every single time they clapped. Like it was like a standing ovation at the end. It was a whole thing. It was amazing. Amazing to watch. Amazing energy. I do have the early access screening tickets to for good. So I'm very excited for that. But what I'm more excited for, maybe more excited for, it's a push, is to dive into the categories with you two. Because this is what the people paid for. It's time for us to give out some awards, get into some categories, some that you guys are aware of, some that I made up and didn't tell you about, because I like to get your real, honest, raw input. You know what I mean? But our first category is the Portals Scene Award. It's basically the best scene in the movie. I have 3 nominations for you. Let me know if I missed anything. I have actually 4. No One Mourns the Wicked. What is this feeling? Popular. And the climax to Defying Gravity. Like after she dives out the window.
Yeah, I had Defying Gravity. Like it's a basic answer, but it is the answer. That being said, pin your other choices because like I got them later in the awards. Don't worry.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're not bad picks for it.
No, those felt like the four scenes that you would have to like hash out, right? Like it didn't feel like there was anything else that really came as close. I think Defying Gravity for me also wins. Jake, you can let us know if it's a sweep or not, because it's just, I think it might be the best kind of Broadway moment. Like of all Broadway shows, it feels like the one that like that is the crescendo. It's the most intense, and it doesn't even end the show. It ends the first act. Like you just have to like sit through the rest of the show after that. Like you get an intermission to like. It was genius to put it where it was. I thought when I first heard Defying Gravity, I'm like, oh, that's how the show ends. Incorrect of me.
Psych.
How foolish. How foolish.
But yeah, it's a clean sweep there. That was easily my choice. Nothing compares to it. And again, it's the climax of the musical itself. It's the final scene of the film. But it is truly like everything that you want in that moment you get. And it's the only, like every other scene that you mentioned, I could nitpick certain things that I wish I could, change about them or make them a little bit better in my opinion. But like Defying Gravity is the epitome of no notes, 10 out of 10 would recommend.
It was just so good. It was unbelievable. And I'm so glad that the movie did it justice. And it's so funny because I don't know about you guys, but when the preview came out and I heard the different riff that she did, initially I was like, uh-oh. This is not the Defying Gravity I'm used to. I am worried.
Yep.
I mean, I think she had to make it her own in a little way, and I think it works. My nitpick is, and this is like throughout the movie, I hate that they break up the songs with speaking, and they do it on like the cast recording or soundtrack, if you will, because it's a movie. Whatever.
I wish they didn't do it on the soundtrack.
Yeah,
like cut the talking out.
Yeah, it's fine in the movie, and then I watch the movie and I'm like, ugh, I'm just watching the dialogue that like ruins the song. You know what I mean? Like,
I know
there's something about it. But,
it's frustrating. Did you watch the Wicked One Wonderful Night on Peacock?
No, but I saw that was there the other day, and
it's so good. And she does Defying Gravity with no talking. It's just her. It's a whole thing. You got to watch it. It's
all right. Now I'm in.
unbelievable.
Now I know what I'm watching after this.
Yeah, like they do all the songs. They do like all the songs from part 1. It's so much fun.
Nice.
So I encourage you to see it. All right. The Turn It Up Award. Best musical moment. Scene that demands full volume every time. I got 2 nominations for you. Let me know if I missed any. I have The End of The Wizard and I and The End of Defying Gravity. That feels like the 2 best music moments in the show or movie.
Yeah, it's a repeat for me here again. It's Defying Gravity. It's my probably my favorite song in musicals, period. So for me, like, even if it wasn't the spectacle that it is, it would still be I'm turning this up to full volume. Gone so far as to like, I have covers saved in my Spotify that are like metal covers or hard rock covers of Defying Gravity.
Of course you have to.
So I have 2 entirely different ones. However, both of them came up in your Portals Scene Award nominees. What Is This Feeling? And No One Mourns the Wicked. I'm a little torn because in some ways, What Is This Feeling is just like, it's so fun. And I love that. Like,
it is. It's very fun.
Like, you turn it up because you're like, you can kind of get into it emotionally and the like angsty, whatever. Like, it's just fun like that. No One Mourns the Wicked, like starting the movie like that, starting the show like that. Frankly, it's wild. It is a mic drop of a start to a show or a movie or anything like that. And like, I also love the little bit of trivia that when they did the show on the West End, like right after the Queen died, they had to give the disclaimer and be like, sorry, we realize this is kind of an insensitive way to start the show. It's just how it starts. Like,
just the way that it goes.
Yeah.
That is amazing to me. I'm just absolutely obsessed with that.
Yeah. Yep. But I love that song, and I might lean that way. I might lean No One Mourns the Wicked.
I want to shout out Steven Schwartz because I think one thing that was really genius about this play and then movie, obviously, is that Glinda comes in singing, but Elphaba does not. We meet Elphaba and get to know Elphaba, and then Elphaba starts singing, whereas Glinda kind of comes in hot, right? Glinda keeps us at arm's length, right? And sings at us, kind of gets attention.
She's the narrator.
Right.
Yeah, but she likes the attention, right? And singing puts that out there, right? Like,
it's the perfect dichotomy of them as characters.
Yes. It's so genius. Like that little decision, because like they could have easily just had Elphaba walk in singing something, right? Like, but she doesn't, and she doesn't sing for actually quite a bit. I think it's almost 25 minutes into the movie before we get a song from Elphaba.
I think The Wizard and I is the first.
It's the first song
that she sings.
So when she does sing, it's like, oh, okay, so we're not here to fuck around. Right, like we're going for it, and that's very exciting.
I do want to give one shout out on this award before we hop over to the next one. And this is a song that I honestly used to not like, but it has really grown on me the more I've rewatched the movie, and that's Dancing Through Life. It has
I love Dancing
really grown on. It was
so good.
Like there's an award that we'll cover a little bit later here that the first time I watched this, it would have qualified for this award. It is it is much closer to being like full volume than it is the award later.
I love Dancing Through Life. I did not know Aaron Tveit. Anyone who's a theater fan knows Aaron Tveit. Played Fiyero on Broadway.
Yep.
And crushed it. So I saw a video of him doing that, and he's like the best male vocalist maybe ever in Broadway history. I mean, he's just so good. It's ridiculous.
He's certainly up there. Yeah.
Blink and you miss it. What's a gem in this movie you guys love? Blink and you miss it. I'll let one of you guys start.
You go.
All right. So for me, it's the poppies, the poppy scene.
Yep.
And this is more just me like knowing what I know about stupid stuff. The poppy dust that comes off of the bouquet of poppies that she gets for Dr. Dillerman, because Dr. Dillerman said those are his favorites. And Elphaba says, Me too. When that dust goes everywhere, if you know poppies, it's essentially opium. So basically, she just gave everybody in the class heroin.
Yeah, she just dosed.
She's just like, here you go. You guys are all addicted to opiates now. Have fun.
Well, and it's such a cute throwback to cute is maybe the wrong word there. Nice throwback to the Wizard of Oz itself and like waking up in the poppies.
Yep.
That isn't. I feel like that scene is the most like we're in the Wizard of Oz, by the way, moment in the movie. Like we're still in that world. Like among because it's like the lion, the poppies. They're like, by the way,
among them,
like we're in it. If the Emerald City didn't exist, like it would really just like take that crown pretty easily.
So for sure mine is the like whole scene in the Emerald City with Kristen Chenoweth and Idina Menzel, and like they do the play within the play and the
oh my God.
and like it's just so funny. And that's again like if you're a nerd in on the and like you just are watching that like
I knew when my wife did, and I'm like smacking her arm. I'm like, babe.
Yeah.
She's like, what? Yeah. I don't. Why?
You know?
Why is this cool? And I'm like, I explain it, and she's like, how did you know that? And I'm like, I'm a nerd. Let me live.
Cool.
Honestly, that like I said, the theater lost their minds like all the time. They lost their minds at that. Like they showed up, they came up and were like, hello, and theater lost their minds. I love the scene on the platform when they're about to take the train. And it's that like little talk between Fiyero, Elphaba, and Glinda. And she's just like, where she's like, and he's been thinking. And that has me really concerned. And then he walks up to Elphaba and goes, I've been thinking. And she goes, I've heard. Absolute, like 10 out of 10 no notes. Loved it. Loved every second of it. Just absolutely hilarious.
I will say that scene gets a reference from me later. That, regardless, is still the funniest line in the movie for me.
Yeah, the mustache man, how obsessed she is with the mustache man is hilarious. Trash, did you have thoughts on my pick?
Yes, no, because that scene on the train is really funny, and like she has that whole like, why did I even change my name? It was all for a man anyway. Like,
yes, that's so weird. It's such a funny moment. Like, I don't know, that's like really where they like
did that. Like,
yeah, they just let Ariana like shine in that moment. They were like, go be funny. Like, go
Ariana
nuts.
is so funny. I also do really love toss every single time.
Toss
like,
is fantastic.
I have to do a toss.
Yes, it's I don't have the length for it, but you two definitely do. In terms of
mine's up, so I won't do it. Maybe you can see my bun flap.
Yeah, we can see the bun, but yeah. So I encourage you both to watch the Wicked One Wonderful Night on Peacock because she does teach you how to do it correctly. All right, the McConaughey and Dazed and Confused Awards for someone who was up there, vibes only. Just brought 10 out, just there vibing. Maybe not the right casting choice, but in terms of having a good time, they were doing it.
Yep, this one was easy for me. I went with Fanny, Bowen Yang's character.
Sure, okay.
Just every scene they're in, it's like you know what you're gonna get. It's just like McConaughey and Dazed and Confused. You know exactly what you're gonna get. Every time they're on screen. You know some outrageous situation. Not even situation, outrageous statement, outrageous action from them. Like that is what you get with this character. So it was like a very clear pick for me.
Yeah, Trash. Do you agree or did you have someone else?
So I agree because that's a great pick, but I took this kind of a different way and went more like who has like absolutely immaculate vibes, like is just matches the vibes, like brings the vibes 100%, and it is Jonathan Bailey for me. Like he is 100% the vibe. He is. I know. He's
so pretty.
Can I just die on the hill
talented
of this being perhaps the best cast movie of the 2000s period?
It is very well cast because he's like
there's really no need to recast so many we're gonna do some recasting later as we always do, but truthfully, like of the main core part of the movie, there's nobody that needs to be recast. Like everybody is exactly who you want it to be.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And if you guys agree watching this, comment below, let us know what your thoughts are, and like and subscribe to the whole channel if you're entertained by this.
Your picks in these categories so far.
Yeah, we definitely need to know. All right, here's a tough one. We're getting into the tough stuff now. So the easy ones are gone. Now we need to have a conversation. Just one Oscar. Who gets it? Trash, start us out.
It's Cynthia Erivo, and I think she frankly should have gotten it before. I think she's gonna get it this time. I don't think she's the only one who deserves it, but I think if you could only give one,
you
like
could only give one.
She is the one. She is. I won't say she's carrying the movie on her back because I don't think that's true. Like I think there are a lot of people who are really carrying this movie strongly, but she steps in and she fucking does it. Like
she crushes it. Like she's so good.
Yes,
she's so good.
Yep. Yeah, she was my choice as well. You can. I just said you don't want anybody else in a lot of roles. You could recast every role if you really wanted to. Like I don't think if you pick somebody else for Elphaba that we get the movie that we got. And I love the movie that we got so much that I can't see this movie without Cynthia Erivo.
I couldn't see it without either of them. And I know people it was really popular to like kind of bash how into it they were. And like, they were always crying on the press tour and stuff like that's what we needed. We needed theater kids.
Theater nerds. Yeah.
Yeah. You need the theater kids. That's the only way this works. Otherwise you wind up with cats.
Yeah.
James Corden's all around. Oof.
Yeah, like you can't wind up with cats. That's just what happens. Like, I wish more people cared this much about the movies they were in.
Agreed. I feel like they did method acting in the way that method acting should be done, not the way that Steve likes to say, where it's just an excuse for assholes to act like assholes. Like they got into character. And they lived these characters' lives for the time that
method acting, like actual method acting, look like? Like Cynthia Erivo would have like descended upon the White House and like taken it over. You know what I mean? Like, what is that? What's that?
A little different. Maybe they just bonded very closely.
Yeah, like they became like best friends, and that's great. Like that's what's supposed to happen. Like I don't even know what like really getting method for Elphaba looks like. Like you just become a revolutionary, and yeah,
you learn to fly.
You learn to fly. I think Tom Cruise would have like actually jumped off like I don't know, World Trade Center if he had got cast as Elphaba. You think that would have been like some stupid thing that he does?
Probably.
Like,
yeah, we would have gotten a lot of. Tom Cruise was caught base jumping again. This time off the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah,
tune in at 7.
Yeah, like on a broomstick, like. Because it's always like it's a well-known thing Tom Cruise does, like learn stupid stunts for like every movie he's in at this point, because that's all he's got to it. I don't know if this one made the cut. It did not for the banners. So
sorry.
That's all right. It was a late edition. Like I said, is this movie better with Elordi, Chalamet, Holland, or Thames in it? Got to pick one. One's got to be added. Jacob Elordi, Tom Holland, Timmy Chalamet, or Mason Thames?
I guess Timmy Chalamet, but I don't really like that I'm answering that.
I guess I could see Tom Holland as Bach.
Tom Holland is Bach.
So I'm going to go that route.
Bach, because I was thinking we were recasting Jonathan Bailey. But
no, it could be anyone. It could be anyone. I don't care. It could be Fanny for all I care. It could be a Munchkin. Is the movie just better overall with one of these guys in it?
You could put Tom Holland in as Fanny for sure. He'd be good.
I have Elordi. I got Elordi in there. I think he's good enough to.
Jacob Elordi.
What?
You love Jacob Elordi.
Yeah, I knew which one he was gonna pick.
Well, like, all right. So let me just say this. Like, I do like Jacob Elordi. Like, he's nice to look at. Unfortunately, his newest movie, not as much. Right? Like, he's in this new Frankenstein movie on Netflix, and like.
That movie sucks, by the way. I'm not gonna
Does it? I haven't watched it yet. It's like 2.5 hours long. Who does look good in that movie though is Oscar Isaac. Good Lord. Like, that man is so good looking. It's unbelievable. All right. So we all went with someone different. Trash, you picked the worst one. You picked Chalamet, and that's just lame.
I thought we had to recast Fiyero, and if I have to pick one of them to play Fiyero, it's probably him.
Agreed.
Fair.
I mean, maybe Tom Holland, but I don't. Yeah,
I think Jacob Elordi would be a good Fiyero. I don't know.
I don't know if he's got enough of the like.
You could Milli Vanilli it. For those younger viewers, that's an old reference. That was actually kind of before our time, even, I think.
Yeah, I know.
But
why am I just realizing Jacob Elordi kind of looks like Benson Boone?
Don't do that.
It's kind of there.
Don't conflate
the two. Don't do that.
I just looked up Jacob Elordi again, and I was like, "Wait a second, is this Benson Boone? Is
Benson Boone wants to look like Jacob Elordi. Let's not flip it. Like, we're moving on because now this is making me mad. The How Did This Get Made choice of the movie, and this is a baffling but fascinating decision by filmmakers. This could be anything, and it's such a weird category that I will start it out just in case that it wasn't clear. I went with that most of Shiz is practical effects. In today's day and age of green screens everywhere, they built Shiz and then used green screens to expand upon it, like kind of around. But like when they were like on balconies and stuff, they were on balconies and stuff. Like that was just there.
I think it makes it more special. I like that.
I do too. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's not necessarily a bad choice. It's just a choice that, like, in today's day and age, how did this happen? Because usually you see like the behind the scenes of these movies and it's just walls of green screen, right? Or blue screen or whatever the Christ color they use now. And I'm just like, wow, we got practical effects and the world felt lived in. How strange, how amazing that happened.
Really is true.
Like,
yeah, with this one, I definitely went I went a different route than you did.
Sure, that's fine.
I could have lived without seeing how much pain the monkeys seem to be in when they got their wings. I could have lived without that. That didn't need to be that way, personally.
I think it drives.
I get it. I get the choice behind it.
I think it's a bigger motivator for, and it happens in the stage play too. Like they're not like just like coasting through that. It's like a whole point.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. Trash. What do you got?
See it.
Yeah, so mine, I took this a wildly different direction. And it kind of like you said, like it's not necessarily a bad choice. Breaking it into two parts. We have to talk about this. The Broadway stage show is a runtime of 2 hours and 45 minutes. Part one, the movie, is 2 hours and 40 minutes. Did we need to like double the length? Because like I love it. I have no fucking attention span. I have no time. Sitting down to watch a 2 hour and 40-minute movie is like, that's a commitment of time. And now you're telling me if I want to watch all of it at once, it's going to be like 5 hours sitting down and watching a movie? Like,
yeah.
I want to. And I just, why couldn't we have had like 2 hour-and-a-half movies? I would have given you that. But to make it like two, presumably twice the length. I don't know. Maybe I'm in the minority camp here, but I just need to.
No, you're not. You're not, because that's actually my LVP of the movie was the runtime.
Oh, good. Okay.
I would say probably could have gotten away with, even if you wanted to extend it, doing like 2 hours tops.
I think there was 15 to 20 minutes of this movie you could have cut pretty easily.
Easy.
I think there was a lot of extra stuff. And listen, I'll sit through 7 hours of it. I don't really care. Most of the time, though, when it comes to a movie, I'm like, I really believe you could tell most stories in a 90-minute movie.
Agreed.
Like, you know, obviously this is a stage play. It comes in at 3 hours just about. So like you kind of have to take that into account, but whatever. Yeah. 3 different answers. I liked those. Those were cool. All right. The Tom Cruise and Collateral Silver-Haired Assassin Award for an actor who reinvents themselves in the film, hair, voice, everything. My obvious choice for this was Ariana Grande, who changed the way she spoke, the way she looked, the way her public appearances, all the stuff. She became Glinda kind of in real life.
Interesting, because I would argue that she was already very Glinda-like.
Yes.
She didn't do much, and it's Cynthia Erivo who really does the big reinvention.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Jake?
And I went a completely different route. I went with a person who is not even technically on screen in the movie. I went with Peter Dinklage as Dr. Dillamond because this is
playing a good guy.
I hate he was
I in general don't like Peter Dinklage, especially with like everything that all the drama that was created by him with the whole Snow White thing and like kind of, you know, the superiority complex that I feel like he has in a lot of ways. Like this is the first time I've watched something with him in it where I actually like felt something towards his character that wasn't pure hatred.
You should watch Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
You have not seen that.
You would enjoy how Peter Dinklage is done in that movie. I think it would give you great satisfaction. You guys don't think Ariana reinvented herself for this role? Like all the press she did where she had the higher pitched voice and everything, she was so used to being much more like a little more like hip hop style. Like
I feel like she went back to being
herself, and
I feel like she went back to Victorious.
I was gonna say
Ariana
Pat
Grande.
Valentine, original Ariana Grande.
I'm not gonna say you guys are wrong, but like
it's definitely like a public face turn. But like I feel like what we've gotten out of her for the last 8 years or however long it's been, I feel like that was more of a
surprised
character.
that Ariana Grande looked the part, stepped up, sang like Glinda, was able to do the high pitched like soprano role.
As soon as they cast her, I was like, that's
why they cast her. Yeah,
like,
she's known for like those whistle tones that she can hit.
Hounded them for that role for like years, from what I've heard on like, because she wanted it, like, and the like, theater kids support it big time because she is Glinda.
Like vocally, you could not have picked a better Glinda.
I agree.
Mariah Carey heir apparent.
Yeah. All right. The La La Land dream sequence visual spectacle award that transports you into the movie. What you got?
Dancing Through Life. One Short Day, which I know is like the one that makes more sense, but I really do like the Dancing Through Life. Like that library scene is so cool with twisty turning, whatever. Yes, obviously One Short Day is as well, but it's like such a bigger world, and I think they do that spectacle so much grander in a small way in Dancing Through Life. That's like very impressive.
The choreography that had to happen for that scene is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, it is crazy that like, those things actually spun. Like they were like, how do we do this safely? Like I'm watching like the behind the scenes. They're like, we had no idea how to do this safely because there's ladders everywhere. People are having to hang upside down. Like Jonathan Bailey's like doing the splits on a ladder, spinning upside down, doing his whole thing. Like absolutely wild that he was able to pull that off. Like I'm stunned by that.
I just want to throw in that was my choice as well.
Was it really?
Yep.
Nice.
Wow. I went with the opening sequence before No One Mourns the Wicked.
I could see it. I get where you're coming from with it. For me, like I feel like that sets the stage. Like that definitely like gets you into the world. I didn't view that as like a spectacle as much.
Really, with like the monkey crashing through the window, like the hats on the ground, they crash the window, like you go over the rainbow. It's the whole thing, and then like all those flowers that they actually planted. Again, practical effects. Planted all those flowers.
I don't think it's a bad choice for this. It's just not where my brain went with the award. But you're not wrong, because that does set the tone for the movie. I mean, even from like the opening, whatever production studio with the pink and the green, like that sets the tone for the like it. It grabs you from the first second. So
it's
kind of like the like visual equivalent of the Twister at the beginning. And like the storytelling device of like going over the rainbow.
And the fact that like, you know, they used the Wizard of Oz font for like the, you know what I mean? Like there's a whole bunch of stuff that they did in this movie. There was so many hidden details that I was just such a big fan of. But I think that overture before No One Mourns the Wicked, it just put me in it, right? Like right away I was there. Sometimes movies take a little bit of time for me to be like, all right, I'm with you. Like I bought in, I'm in the world with you, you know? Musicals especially can sometimes struggle with that. Like I think like I might be in the minority. I loved the Into the Woods movie. Like I love it. James Corden aside, I love the movie. But it takes a minute before I'm like, oh, all right, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you. It takes a minute. But Dancing Through Life is a great choice as well. So yeah. All right, let's get a little adult here. The Horny by Accident Award. A scene that wasn't meant to be sexual, but came across that way, and you were just like, wow, there's a lot of sexual tension on screen right now. Where you're just like, hey, someone needs to start like fucking at some point. I got 2 nominations for you. I got Glinda and Elphaba during What Is This Feeling? And Glinda and Elphaba during like On the Bed during Popular. This is a lot of tension.
The entirety of Popular because it's popular.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot going on. Like there's a lot of
I love it though.
Yeah. I will say I didn't pick a specific scene. I picked just Glinda and Elphaba like throughout the movie. I'm like, can you guys just kiss already, please?
Yeah. This
you guys want to? It's very clear.
Just
do it.
You too.
Did this play? Should this have been like should Fierro have been the third man out like odd man out of this triangle.
Yes, always.
Like, do you think that's just what should have happened? Do you think if it was made 10 years later, it would have been?
Yeah, actually, that's an interesting question. And yes.
Do you like legitimately? Like, this isn't like wishful thinking. I like there's so many undertones of like a sapphic romance in this play.
The what we got in the movie is very queer coded in a lot of ways, and you're not going to get that going off the source material and like when this all came from. If the original play was created, like if this was our introduction to Wicked today, I 100% think half the story would have been Fiyero trying to get with both of them and eventually realizing they're in love with each other.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think that's what would have happened. I think this,
and I would have loved it.
Yeah,
I would have loved it. Sure, give me that. All right, let's get mean just for a second. The 15 minutes of lame award for 15 minutes of the movie that you just, or like any segment of the movie that you're just like, you know what, take a pee break, skip ahead, cut some time, cut some run time. I'm gonna start with this one because I think it might make some people mad. I'm Not That Girl. I would have cut it.
Yeah.
I like
that song. No, that song does not fit this show at all.
It doesn't. I don't know. I love it.
You love it? I don't even like listening to it like just as is. I'll skip it.
Guess I'm not that girl.
Yeah, I don't like I'm Not That Girl. I don't like the part, and I know it's kind of in Dancing Through Life, but I don't like the we deserve each other, like that whole part.
Me and Bach. Like, come on. That's like that was like a whole moment. Like it was so exciting. Everyone was like, oh my god, that was crazy.
The worst. I also, and maybe this is like sacrilege to say, The Wizard and I, at least at the beginning, and it gets so powerful and good, and at the beginning it takes a minute to get me
into it. Drags into it.
It drags.
I think it has to because she's shy and she wants to open up. Like, first off, all right, I'm gonna go back to your point with Dancing Through Life because she's like, we deserve each other, me and Bach. Like, no, you don't. You've just met this person.
I mean, like, maybe because they're kind of both terrible people, but
well, I think Bach's like, all right, I'm in love with Glinda. He's doing his weird little thing, right? Like he's
to be a terrible person more so, but
he had
wickedness thrust upon him. That's where born wicked
thrust upon him. But like, she was psycho from the word go. Like, psycho from the word go. Yeah, like this. I can't even say spoiler alert because The Wizard of Oz is 100 years old now. You know, Elphaba's sister is the Wicked Witch of the East, right? So she becomes wicked. She was wicked from the get-go. First off, treats Elphaba like dog shit.
Yep.
And everyone does it. And I get it. I know why that happens in the story and whatever, but it makes me so sad. It breaks my heart.
It makes me mad. It makes me mad. Like, and honestly, there's not enough redeeming qualities about this character to like to bring her back. And listen, I'm not ableist. I don't care. Like, wheelchair, no wheelchair. I think you're a bad person. Like, you can do what you want. Like it just, and Elphaba cares about her so much in this movie and in this show, and she just is like just dogs her every chance she can get. Like, do I think Elphaba should have launched her into the air at the beginning? No, I don't. I think that was a mistake, but it wasn't on purpose. Accident. It was an accident.
I don't think she launched her high enough.
I think she should have let her fall. That's the thing, is she let her land too softly. It's not that she wasn't high enough. She let her land too softly.
Valid.
I think just in general, like the father and Nesra, like kill them all off.
All right, and there's no way Elphaba's temper didn't get the better of her with her dad, that she didn't launch him through a window like 2 or 3 times. Like there's like if you're
Dulcie deserved it every single time. You know that.
If you're Dulcie Bear, why didn't you just maul him to death? Like
you're a fucking bear. You're a whole ass bear.
Take her away, actually take her away and hide her like the orphans way back when. Like that's how you get a lot of...
when he says take her away, if a father says that and then like the mom like dies, you don't just keep the kid there. You know what's gonna go down.
Yeah.
And then he let her live her whole life thinking she was the reason that her sister's in a wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't her fault.
It was the milk flowers.
You know what? I would fight that man today. And I mean the actor, because he just sold it a little too well. I think he's like that in real life.
He was definitely an asshole.
I don't think he's a good dad in real life. So,
I would agree. My 15 minutes of lame, I brought it up earlier. It's got the funniest line in the movie, but the whole kind of train boarding segment I could do without. Just in general, we don't need it.
Careful. We don't need it, but we deserved it. And
but it's a great spot to go to the bathroom too. It's like halfway through.
It is because nothing happens.
Yeah,
like it doesn't progress anything.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's how you find out she changes her name to Glinda.
Yeah, Jake.
No, but
you could have interjected that into 14 different spots in the movie and it would have made sense.
No, you're not wrong.
Well, that's where it happens in the play too. So, all right, this is another one that I didn't tell Trash about, so she didn't make. She didn't get to make a banner about it. Sorry, chaptering. The LeBron James decision, is this the most juice they've had in their careers? This is basically saying, like, when LeBron James made his decision to leave the Cavaliers, every team in the NBA, free agency came to a grinding halt. Trades were made like crazy to open up cap space or to entice the king over. So what I'm asking is it this moment after this movie? Is this their moment for that? So, like, for Cynthia Erivo, is this like her at her most powerful, where she's like, I can name any project. This is mine.
I think
like, is this the peak of her powers? I'm saying yes.
Yeah. I think it should be. Yeah. I do think it begs the question more so with Ariana Grande is what is she going to do next? Because she's transitioned mostly from like acting or from acting back in the Victorious days into music.
I have
kind of her step back into acting. Does she stay in acting or does she?
Or does she say I've done as much as I truly want to do and everything else? Now I actually want to go do Broadway. I want to do.
Yeah. I think she's doing Broadway
before she did Broadway as a teen.
I think she's doing Broadway again. I think she got cast, and
I would love to see her on Broadway.
I would too.
Like,
or the West End. One of the two. She's doing one of the two, I think. But all right, so I have a list for you, and this is so it starts with Cynthia. We all say yes, this is the peak of her powers right now.
Yes.
Yep.
Ariana, are we saying this is the peak of her powers, or is it after one of her albums? Maybe.
I think it's pretty much this.
You think it's this?
I would say this, but I feel like she's just kind of been on a power plateau for a while going into this.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's not like this made it, but it's just continuing it.
All right. I would say I had yes for Ariana as well. Jeff Goldblum, I'm saying no.
No.
Probably. When do we think the peak of Jeff Goldblum's like powers was? Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Probably.
Right? Like he was coming off like The Fly in the 80s. Lands Jurassic Park.
I feel like he's had a few peaks in his life, but this was not one.
I feel it's probably like
maybe after like For Good, maybe just because he's gonna have more screen time in For Good.
I know, but I think he was like a movie star.
Yeah, I'm saying like that's his hope of like hitting another peak is For Good.
Yeah,
I think he hit the peak a while ago.
All right, Michelle Yeoh, no way.
No,
right? Everything Everywhere All at Once is where I'd probably have her.
Agreed.
For her LeBron James era. Ethan Slater. I'm saying yes.
I'm gonna say no. I don't think he did enough in the movie to like.
I think this is where his name recognition is highest. You think after what, like the SpongeBob musical?
No, I'd say it was just the fact that he is with Ariana.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
You think the press tour was
no, just like they're married, like they're engaged or whatever. Like that's just, I think that's what gets him more recognition.
But what moment is that? Like the question is this the moment they hit their apex in terms of powers?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think he plays large enough of a role thus far.
I think it could have been his apex, but it's certainly not a good one if so.
Not a great one. Is this the apex for Wicked?
No, I think For Good is bigger.
It hasn't come out yet, so we're gonna say.
I mean, I guess then, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, more so than when it won the Tony or lost the Tony, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it won the Tony.
If it won the Tony, you're saying that would have been bigger. Since it didn't, the movie is bigger.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know that is necessarily true if it had won the Tony, but I think regardless, we can't speculate on the past. So at least for now, I mean, yeah, it's bigger.
I also have it as.
Yeah, the movie took it to a new level from the stage.
Yeah, I agree. And then last one, behind the scenes affairs between co-stars. I have no.
Yeah, we're gonna get that forever. I'm not like.
But is this the most popular one? Is this like I have Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson. When that happened, do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Like that was
Yep.
everywhere.
Yep. No, that one was big. I think if Ariana and Cynthia come out as together after For Wicked for Good, yes. If not, then no.
Crazy.
I know, and that's why I want it.
But
that would be peak.
Yeah, because like Ariana and Ethan Slater did have like an affair, right? Like that's how they got together. Like I'm not, you do what you do, and what you do in your private lives is your private business. But that's what happened. I'm gonna say no to that. I have Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart. I mean, Donald Trump tweeted about it, for God's sakes. I mean, it's just like it had the culture was in a vice grip when those two got together behind the scenes, and like then she cheated on him with a director, with the whole thing. So
there's so many that we're forgetting about too, that like at the moment were like God. All anybody could talk about.
Yeah. Like, well, there was Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh, is that the apex for behind the scenes affairs? Because he cheated on Jennifer Aniston. That's 3 pretty powerful people.
Yeah.
Maybe then.
That's big names. He cheated on Jennifer Aniston for Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mila Kunis, Ashton Kutcher, that 70s show. TV, not movies, but that one's definitely like a big.
That's a big one. That was something.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know.
Leighton Meester and Adam Brody back in the day. Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds. She was that one wasn't a kind of an affair too, because she was dating Penn Badgley at the time.
Wasn't he married to Scarlett Johansson at the time too?
Yep.
I forgot she dated Penn Badgley. That's actually a good aunt, because that's Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
Anyway, shout out Gossip Girl.
Gossip Girl. All right, MVP of the movie.
Yes, Ariana Grande.
Oh,
I'll say it. I'm a Glinda girl.
It.
Like, yeah, I don't know.
I respect it. It just caught me off guard. I thought we'd do 3 for 3 across the board.
Is it?
I have a different answer than you, Steve.
I have Cynthia.
I have casting directors Tiffany Little Canfield and Bernard Telsey.
That's a solid answer.
Yeah,
like, I might even change my answer, because that's actually a really good answer.
They are the MVP of the movie. Period.
You're right. Like, they are the least valuable player of the movie. I told you I have the runtime.
Yeah. Ness Rose, which is really like more the character than anything. I also like the wizard more, but like they make me mad. I just want good things for our protagonists, okay?
Yeah, that's fair.
I went Michelle Yeoh as Madame Morrible, and that's more of just like the most easily replaceable character for me.
I have a fun choice for the recast for her. All right, hot take Hall of Fame. Jake, what do you got?
Yeah, I don't even know if this is a hot take. Honestly, I said it's the best Broadway movie adaptation of all time.
I don't.
Okay, I'm in a similar vein. I think I went a step for. I said it's the best movie musical of all time.
Yeah, same kind of thing. I think there's like niches that would argue like Rent. There's niches that would argue a couple things, but as a whole,
Rent makes a strong contention. Like there's a strong case for Chicago, genuinely, but
Chicago won an Oscar, so I guess that tracks. Are we counting Disney movies as musicals?
I think it's a whole different, because then you get into like, and then there's the Disney Broadway adaptations, which are mostly like back based. I don't know.
Like, is The Lion King a musical? It technically is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a different. It went the other way. It went from
right, but it's a movie musical. Like I'm talking about, like
Steve's argument is just musicals.
Yeah.
I'm saying top to bottom is the best one.
Musical, mate. I don't know if those count. I'm torn.
Okay, yeah, what's your hot take?
So my hot take is
a lot hotter. So
yeah, we need to talk about the uniforms. This pisses me off to no end, because I'm gonna get angry here. So, and I love costuming. I love costuming choices.
Can I guess what it is?
Did this in tech theater? Yeah, tell me.
Is it that Glinda wears an entirely different costume than everybody else at the school?
Yes. Yes, and sometimes so does Elphaba, and sometimes Sierra. And like, here's the thing, and I googled this so many times, and it's all the explanations are like, it's to make them stand out, their individuality, whatever. That's not the point of a fucking uniform. It's a school uniform.
That's actually
you can't do that. That's the opposite
of a uniform's point.
Exactly. And then they're like, well, I get to visually distinguish them. Sure, but there's a different way to do that where everybody has the same general like components of a uniform, but there's some variations, but it's not so obvious where everybody has the same uniform except for hers is shorter skirt in pink. Like, what the actual fuck are we doing here, people?
Yeah, it's not even the close to the same uniform. I love that. Can we talk also about the Ozdust ball when everyone's laughing at Elphaba when she shows up? Dripped the fuck out.
Slaying.
I mean, she puts everyone else to shame. Like everyone else's dress is fine, but like she shows up absolutely like just balls to the wall, looking awesome. Like
just
she
full
looks,
10 toes in what she's wearing.
Serving face, serving cunt, unbelievable. I loved every second of it.
That scene just makes
that scene is painful to watch. That was almost my 15 minutes of lame. It was so painful. Like I'm like that actually could. That should have been so much shorter.
When they dance together.
I know, but it took so long.
It's awkward. It feels
so
cringy,
long.
but yeah.
It took forever. All right, legacy test. I mean, we're only a year removed, but is this a necessary movie? Is this past the legacy test? Will it be something we talk about in 10, 15, 20 years?
Yes, and how dare you even ask?
I have to ask it. It's part of the show. I also have it as a yes. All right, y'all ready for the real questions, the rapid fire here? All right, this is y'all don't know what's coming, so I need your answers. What's the life lesson of this movie?
Just be nice.
Yeah, don't be mean.
Don't be mean. Don't be mean. Treat animals with respect.
Preach, King.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, that apparently goats can't say Galinda. I didn't know that.
Galinda.
Yeah. The Jared Leto Memorial Overcommitment Award. Which actor was doing way too much in the movie when it didn't really ask for it? I will give my nomination to that purple-haired girl during What Is This Feeling? She's an extra that like sent her moment so hard. It was unbelievable. Like you got to go back and watch it. It's really like she's in there with the fork and like spinning and shit. Like she really sends it. Like she's really going hard.
Cry. Can I say Bach? Because I kind of forgot he was supposed to be a main character until this.
Yeah.
I just feel like he doesn't do enough to be. He does too much to be a side character, and he doesn't do enough to be a main character.
That's fair. Yeah. Jake?
I'm going to go with, I don't know her name, the lady pushing Nessa Rose's wheelchair in the scene. She went too hard.
Yeah.
Didn't need her to be there or do what she did.
I agree. Is this movie for the girlies, the gays, or the straights?
The gays.
The gays.
The gays take this one. Yay. Hi, Seth. It's late, but accounted for. Is this a good movie to lose your virginity to? I'm going to say yes.
No.
I'm going to go no.
No.
I'm going to say yes. If you catch me at Dancing Through Life when I was younger, if Dancing Through Life was going on, I was watching Jonathan Bailey on screen, and yeah, like absolutely 10 out of 10.
I get it from that perspective, but it's not a movie that I want to like. If I'm thinking like good background movies, like it's very, very, very low on the list.
As we've gone over before, you got to lose it with Family Guy on in the background. We've gone over this. Something you don't give a shit about.
It's Bridgerton. I'm sorry.
No, it isn't. He is the hottest he's ever been in this movie alone.
The moment where he comes out of the lake in Bridgerton dripping wet.
How did we not even talk about him in the LeBron category? Is this the peak of Jonathan Bailey's powers? Or is it after he was
Sexiest Man Alive?
He's just got named Sexiest Man Alive. Is that kind of like
gay man to ever win Sexiest Man Alive? Like
I would argue that it's actually after Jurassic Park. Right after this, he does Jurassic Park, which is a commercial success. Critics like it enough that it doesn't get panned, which is rare for the Jurassic World franchise. And then that leads to him being named Sexiest Man Alive. I think he rode his powers off of Wicked and Jurassic World, hit his apex, and then got named Sexiest Man Alive because they were like, because you always want to pick someone who's like relevant. That's basically what gets you named. Like you have to be kind of good. Usually not that good looking because I think Blake Shelton won it and he kind of looks like a thumb, but like
less thummy than Luke Bryan, to be fair.
Yeah, like just that wasn't it. So I would say
he's reached his apex yet.
I don't think he has yet. I think he will continue to ascend, especially after For Good. But for right now, I think it was Jurassic World. Prop you'd want from set. Any prop. I would take Elphaba's hat or the broomstick.
Yeah, either or. I'd be happy. Whichever one you don't take, I'll take the other.
I'll take Glinda's wand.
Glinda's wand is great. Can I get the bubble machine?
Yes, I definitely want the bubble.
Can I get that?
It comes with the bubble capability.
If it has the bubble capability, I want it.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair one. Favorite Ozism that you love? I love such braverism. I think that's a great line. I love, like, it's one of those words that they like totally mess up in the wizard, like in the Oz world. Do you have a favorite one?
All of them. I don't know if I can pick one.
Yeah.
It's all very over the top and fun.
It is. I like.
There's so many of them.
Pronunciation.
Yep.
Pronuncification. Scandalocious.
I'm gonna go with pronuncification.
Scandalocious is so good. Actually, Scandalocious might be mine.
Like, there's so many good ones.
I just had Scandalocious little fish. Like, what?
Yeah.
Even?
That doesn't even mean anything. That's nothing. No one's ever spoken like that.
That is true gibberish.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with braverism. That's my favorite one. The Florence Pugh I Understood the Assignments Award for elevating the movie beyond what it deserves. I'm gonna give it to Cynthia.
I would give it to Ariana.
Yeah, I'm going Ariana.
All right, 2 for Ariana. Would adding Steven Tyler make this a better movie?
No.
Yes, I'm gonna go with yes.
All right, we'll give it split. Just one F-bomb. Where does it go? I think it's when Elphaba confronts the wizard. If she's like, "You have no fucking power," I think that'd have been amazing. Like right there. Or when the monkeys grab our Glinda through the windows. If she was just like, "Oh fuck," I think that would have been really funny.
It's true. It's true.
I'm gonna go with I'm defying fucking gravity.
Okay.
That's where I'm putting it. I'm throwing it in the song.
Trash, where do you put an F-bomb?
Maybe it's when she like goes on the rant after she changes the name and he didn't even fucking watch. Like,
yeah, that would be a good one too.
Why is it so fucking hard to pronounce? Men.
Anyway.
Men.
Oh yes. Yes. Yeah. No, definitely at Dr. Dillamon. She says it at Dr. Dillamon, and that's a big thing. Anyway.
Wait, what? I missed it.
Why is it so fucking hard to pronounce my name?
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been a good one. That actually might win. That's probably it.
That would be good.
She's fucking green.
That would have been a really good one right off the bat.
Yeah, just rip it.
Oh, that would have been really funny. All right. Y'all ready to recast some roles?
Let's do it.
All right. The Wizard, who we recast in Jeff Goldblum originally.
Great choice. If I were to recast, I would go Steve Martin.
Really?
I can just see him playing that same kind of like doofy, putting on a facade, but is doofy and is like playing up a character, but not.
Yeah. All right. I went John C. Reilly.
Great choice.
I like John C. Reilly. He did like Walk Hard, and it was like a joke movie, but he sang for real in it and like can carry a tune pretty well. He's like a talented actor. He's like one of those actors that's really a good actor that's kind of gotten shoehorned into being like a comedian.
Yep.
He plays the husband in Chicago and he does like the somber, sad number there. He could absolutely do a sentimental man because that's the equivalent of, that's a good 15 minutes of lame also.
That's another good one.
He could do that because it's the sad old dejected man song, which is the same thing as Mr. Cellophane from Chicago.
I don't remember anything from Chicago besides Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh, you have to go rewatch it. Maybe I'll make you rewatch that sometime.
Oh.
My recast for the Wizard, and it's the only role that I did recast because I'm bad at these recasting and I ran out of time. It's Stanley Tucci. I think Stanley Tucci would have crushed it. And I actually really don't like Jeff Goldblum in this role. I think it's too jokey, and I think you need a little bit of that from the Wizard, but you need a little bit more like
menace.
Yeah, like a little bit more edge to it and a little bit more like mysticism and above it all versus
I will say Jeff Goldblum. I think Jeff
people.
Goldblum's he's too likable, right? Like really, really tough. Oh, Willem
Dafoe could be
Ooh.
really good. Yeah.
Liam
Okay.
Neeson also just kind of randomly popped into my head.
Okay.
I think Willem Dafoe would be too scary.
If we're doing the campy version that we were talking about earlier, Willem Dafoe,
I'd be
great choice.
terrified. I'd be
But I think
terrified.
I think you could lean into it in a good way.
I
And
think
that's
you could
just
too. That's
it.
a
Like
great
as
pull.
soon as he drops the wizard like behind the mask facade, the wizard isn't scary. And I think I kind of want him to have a little bit more.
Yeah, I
Cool.
love Willem Dafoe as a choice. That's really cool. I like that one. Ryan, thank you for
That's
that.
a great pick.
All right, Bach, played by Ethan Slater, needs to be recast.
I went Daniel Radcliffe.
Okay.
I'm thinking more like Harry Potter era Daniel Radcliffe than anything, but
sure. Yeah, I think Bach. I had a hard time with him because I'm like, who do I cast? Like, he has to be someone that like has to be pretty enough for Nessa Rose to like be obsessed with, but somehow ignored by Ariana. I couldn't think of anyone, so I was like, all right, who can sing and is pretty? So I went with Nicholas Galitzine.
Okay.
I think he kind of pulls off like the sad, mopey thing. He's a little tall for a Munchkin, but that's who I went with for that one.
Yeah, the height might be an issue. So actually now I'm thinking, and you had said, is it better with Lordy, Chalamet, Holland, or Thames? I think Tom Holland could have done Bach.
that's what I'm saying. He'd be a great
I
Bach.
think he would have been a good Bach.
Holland
Yeah,
could have done Bach.
I'll put him in Bach and I'd be happy about it.
Can he sing? Do we know?
If I've learned one thing about actors is every fucking good actor can also sing.
Yeah, but I don't think he
do a
can.
musical recently?
I don't think so. I would be very surprised.
Yes, he did Billy Elliot. Oh yeah, in the lip sync battle, although that was not singing.
That's a lip
was
sync.
it not. Yeah, but his career began on West End as Billy Elliot.
Yeah, he was a child.
As Billy Elliot, though.
But he's a child. His voice has changed.
Okay, but he has the vocal training and the professional training. Like, your voice may change, but you don't lose the ability to like
I'm tired of Tom Holland. I don't want him in things anymore. It's time for him to.
Then why'd you add him on to the show sheet? Like,
so I could tell everyone that I'm sick of him.
All right, just found a video of him at like it's at the Brothers Trust Pop Posh quiz, and he's doing Bohemian Rhapsody, and he's not bad.
Okay, he can be Bach. Fine, I'll get on board with that. Madame Morrible.
I went Tilda Swinton.
Oh, that's the safest. If there's an actress you gotta just draw, like it's like we're recasting this role. Who needs to do it? It's like Tilda Swinton. It's like it's just like yep.
I see. I think Tilda Swinton gives you more of that like could be good, could be evil vibe than I get out of Michelle Yeoh. So I actually think I would have preferred Tilda Swinton in the role.
I went with a former Broadway Madame Morrible, Cheryl Lee Ralph, currently starring as Barbara Howard on Abbott Elementary.
oh my God, wait, she would be fantastic. And she's done it. No, she needs to. Why didn't she?
Yeah, she did it on Broadway.
Yep.
I believe she auditioned for the role and didn't get it.
Been an amazing Morrible.
Yep. I love her.
Great pick.
She is fantastic because you would absolutely buy that she's in it like to back up Elphaba. And then when she switches, you know she'd bring that campy craziness. Like she is, she would have been perfect for Madame Morrible. I love it. Jake, you recast Glinda's friends.
I went with apparently once considered for Glinda, Renee Rapp. And I also went with Kit Connor.
I love Kit Connor.
I know you do.
I
did kind of throw that one in there just for Steve.
He's so pretty. Like
they would have been great. I think they both could have played great versions of her friends.
I will tell you this. So on the Wicked the One Wonderful Night thing on Peacock, Bowen Yang, because Jonathan Bailey wasn't there, does sing part of Dancing Through Life. And we may disagree, but my boyfriend believes that Bowen Yang outsang Ethan Slater.
I mean, I don't feel like it's hard to outsing Ethan Slater personally. I don't think
Ethan Slater's a pretty good singer. Like
he's fine.
He's got a good range. I think he's he's a good dancer too. He's a good performer.
I I think Renee Rapp is interesting. I think she would have been really good in there. I don't think she would have been a good Glinda though.
Agreed.
You know who you
her
did
voice is too
mention
deep.
though, as one of the maybes who would have been good as Dove Cameron. Like I think Ariana Grande is the better choice, but she would have also been really good.
I think you needed someone who was going to match Cynthia's outside passion for this role.
Well, and that's Ariana Grande. Unquestioned, she is the 101
like you
choice.
needed someone who was going to hold like the finger, right? Like even when she had no idea, like I still love the moment when it's like people are holding space for defying gravity and she's like, I didn't know that. And Ariana's just holding her finger looking like and it's so obvious, like I have no fucking idea what is happening.
Yeah, but I'm here to support
but I'm here to support and like you guys are killing it.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. We've reached kind of that sad part in the show. It's time to say goodbye to the people, to everyone watching. Thank you so much for being here with us and watching the show. Please, if you've made it this far and you haven't already, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about us. If you enjoyed it, subscribe. If you didn't enjoy it, subscribe anyway, because you can come here every week and tell us how bad of a job we're doing.
It's a good time. You should try it.
It is. And
we'll happily take bashing.
We've got some stuff on the docket. We got some shows coming up that I'm really excited about. Thank you, Seth. Boss Man thinks we did a good job. Next week, I will be here with our friend Rod going over WWE Survivor Series, which I'm very excited about. The week after that is Thanksgiving, but there's rumors swirling that we may try to get an episode out for you in that week. And then the week after Thanksgiving, join us back here because we are diving into Wicked for Good, a full review just in this style. You'll get the categories, you'll get the recastings, you'll get all the ups and downs and lefts and rights, but we are going to bring you our unfiltered and spoiler-filled commentary on Wicked for Good. That is a wrap for us here at Popcorn and Root Beer. Trash, Jake, thank you so much. For myself, for my team, thank you all for being here. Until next time,